Okay, guys, I'm headed out on a date. This top is a little boobish for me. I got it on TikTok Shop, though, so blame TikTok. But I'm running late. I'm headed out. I just did my nails. I'll give y'all the TLDR on this guy a little bit later, but I'm not expecting much. Which is why I'm surprised I'm dressed so cute, because, like, potential dud.
6.5 hours later.
Well, I've officially seen it all. My first 0 out of 10 date. This man left me at the restaurant while I was in the bathroom. I think I'm gonna hang it up for a while. Yep. I don't have anything left to give. But if I'm honest, I never should have gone on the date in the first place. Everything was telling me not to. Everything. The signs were there, but I was like, I'll give him a chance. Nope. Follow your gut. Everything was going fine. This guy and I had been talking for like 3 or 4 days. He asked me out to dinner for this weekend, today. Chose a cute little Cuban spot, made the plans, we figured out the time, all that jazz. He doesn't live here in Charlotte. It was about an hour and a half outside of Charlotte, so he drove in and got a hotel for the night. Where the problem started is he texted me this. I read that and I was like, oh, absolutely not. So I responded with this. And ever since that point, the vibes just turned in our conversation. But it was the day of the date, within like a few hours of it. So I had the decision to make of like, do I cancel this because it's kind of going left, or do I just go? He was apologetic because I guess he felt like I misunderstood what he was saying, but I personally feel like I knew exactly what he was saying. He thought this was going to be something that it wasn't. So he shows up, Hollister hoodie, jeans, no reservation, barely speaks on the date. It's so awkward. I'm so uncomfortable for the entire thing. I just order my food, quickly eat a little bit of it, put it in a to-go box. We barely speak for the majority of the dinner. Barely. We just watch the live music. Then I decide to go to the bathroom, and when I come back, I'm going to ask him if he's ready to go. By the time I go and come back, I'm in the bathroom for maybe 2 minutes. I come back, he's gone. Vanished. Nowhere to be found. Granted, the date was over. He had already paid for the check, but I just think this is like, it's really something. Like, he could not even say like, hey, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks so much for your time. Not even that. Because I called him on his bullshit. And he had a bad attitude. Men. Oh, and the most embarrassing part wasn't even this guy leaving. It was the walk of shame out of the restaurant with the waitresses saying, "Lo siento."
So this is a very interesting story, and we have a little bit to unpack because I do find it rather odd how he went about doing things, and then the fact that she still went on a date with him afterwards and he still went on a date with her. But let's rewind it to those messages if you guys didn't read it, because it was up there pretty quickly. So let's rewind it back. He says, do you feel like you'll be comfortable enough to stay at the hotel with me, or are you going to make your curfew, LOL, and go home? But you got to throw that LOL in there when you trying to test the waters and see what's up. Man, come on, man. You should have did that ahead of time or just seen how the night went. Either way it goes, you can't expect, if you haven't really built a rapport. You drove, an hour and a half or whatever it was to see her. And this is what she said in her response. I don't do sleepovers this early on. I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for, like more of a hookup situation, but that's not me. Emoji. And he could have canceled the date and she could have canceled the date. But that's automatic off top. If a dude say you gonna come stay at the hotel with me or come mess around. I mean, come on, man. You gotta be a little bit more smoother than that, man. He sounds like a rookie. So I know a lot of you guys probably like what he did, and the fact that she's making a video, even though he did pay, he didn't just up and leave like on another video. I think a woman was complaining because the dude paid half and he got up and left. And a lot of dudes are getting turned off on dates, but this dude showed up, as she said, he wasn't even dressed, at this little, looks like a hole in the wall restaurant, and he just showed up and that was that. He paid, didn't say much. I wouldn't have done all that, but I guess he had it planned all along. If you're gonna do that, bro, you might as well not even pay. But she did a follow-up here, guys, on, I guess, you know how women do when women feel like you got one up on them or you got over on them. Even though he did pay, but she had to suffer the embarrassment of getting left on a date. A lot of dudes, that's what y'all need to be doing now. If a woman's being disrespectful, she's taking photos and all this stuff early on, you just up and leave. You up and walk out. And you stick her with the bill. That's how it happens. Let's play this follow-up clip, guys. Let's go.
So my mom just read me for absolute filth. I finished telling her the story about the date last night. She nodded her head. And then she says, so this man told you exactly who he was. Whoremonger. And you still went on the date? I could have sworn I didn't raise you like that. Gagged. She gagged me. Because she sure didn't.
And that's exactly what I was saying. If you had a problem with it, you should have canceled it right then and there. Most women, you know what type of time he's on. But the overwhelming sense to get some chicken and rice and be able to dress up and put on an outfit and a guy is taking you out, you just couldn't resist. So you went ahead and went out with bro. And I know on the previous video, a lot of people in the comments were saying stuff like, he saw the signs of an air hug and thank you coming, so he just dipped off. If it wasn't a dinner date, you wouldn't have went because you weren't really interested in him in the first place. You felt like you were doing him a favor showing up and got a free meal for compensation. The only thing he did wrong was paying before he left. That's what a lot of guys were saying, huh? I'm trying to figure out, what is she so mad about? He paid for the date and he left. Some Joey Durant says, man, shut up. After you shut him down, you still showed up to eat. He shows up without any effort in his attire. You still stayed. You never claimed to try to make the conversation interesting. You still stayed. A woman doesn't owe a man anything, but once you saw the energy shift and the red flag pop, you ignored it and still got frisky. Shut up. You just wanted a story for your content. Hey, bro was spot on. So I'm with them. And I know y'all say, because the ladies were caping in the comments, but I guess she got upset. She made a different video, and I'll have her information for you guys to check her page out. Miss Danielle Lauren, so you guys can see. But she made a video basically saying all these people coming at her in the comments. But the final follow-up, which we're going to play right here, where she responds to everything about this she responds to everything about this guy's true identity, because women can't take getting their feelings hurt. Even though my man paid, they have to do an investigation and talk about it, right? Even though they don't like the guy. Let's get into that.
This is the very last time I'm speaking on this man and this situation, but I have an update. My best friend just called because she was like, girl, none of this sounds right. Give me the name. I'm gonna track him down. She went Inspector Gadget. We all have that one friend. That can find anyone and anything at any point in time. That's my friend. This friend calls, digs in, y'all. Turns out he is not an analyst. On his profile, he put that he was like a government analyst or something like that. I don't even know what that means. But I felt like it was very weird when we were on the date. I'd be asking him questions about his job. He had very little to say about it. Very little to say. What we found out is he's a pastor. He's a pastor, okay? He is a pastor here in North Carolina. And we have so far found 3 children. 3 children so far. We have yet to find a wife. Currently working on that. But truly, God said, let there be light. Let there be light. He said, where there is no vision, the people perish. Baby, we just got very clear vision as to what is going on. Very much so. Okay? That is why he was acting the way that he was. He had a specific period of time to do his dirt in. I wasn't fitting into the schedule, and that made him mad. And that's also the other thing. He can't do his dirt in his home city. He can't. He has a congregation to uphold. He has an image to uphold in his city. That's why he comes to Charlotte to do his dirt. It's all making sense now. I can finally let this rest.
Why can you finally let it rest now? You should have let it rest that night. You still got a free meal. You got to eat. You got a dub. The dude, I could see it would be worse if he just didn't pay and he just dined and dished or whatever. Left you with the tab. Being that he's out of town, he could have easily pulled it off. But women just can't take the L. They have to find out. You already knew what type of dude he was. That's the part that got me. You already knew what type of guy he was. Let's find out. Let's figure out his life or whatever. Because women don't like taking that L. She got rejected. And this is a clear case of rejection breeds obsession. This man ain't thinking about you no more. But you making whole videos and content and whatnot, man. But hey. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.